The PS5 Pro is real and it's coming out this year. Meanwhile, Persona 6 is coming to Xbox day and date alongside the PlayStation version. 2024 seems like it's going to be a low-key fire, so stick around to find out just what's going on in video games right now. The PS5 Pro rumours have grown louder and louder, but now they seem to have real substance. Games industry insider Tom Henderson is a well-known name that has proven to be right about most leaks. Now he's published a new report on Insider Gaming detailing the specs of the PS5 Pro, and it's a monster. Starting with the memory, the standard PS5 is capable of 448GB per second, while the PS5 Pro is upgraded to 576GB per second. This memory is also more efficient, so it's going to make for around a 28% gain in bandwidth. The CPU remains roughly the same, but with a slightly higher clock speed. The real benefit comes when we look at the GPU. The new GPU is set to render 45% faster than the standard PS5, have the ability to process up to 4 times the ray tracing. It utilizes an AI accelerator and introduces what Sony is calling PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution Upscaling, which means it upscales the image to 8K or downsamples that to your 4K TV. By shrinking an 8K image to 4K, you'll get crisper images with brute force anti-aliasing to clear up those jagged edges. Overall, the PS5 Pro comes in at a whopping 33.5 teraflops. That's 3 times more than the current 10 teraflops in the standard PS5. So whatever secret sauce Sony has been working on, it's going to come out of the gate swinging. After finding out this information, there's something that I couldn't stop asking myself. Who is this for? Who is going to buy this? Well, me, yes, because I'm a moron, but does the world actually need a PS5 Pro? When the PS5 first released, it was difficult for Sony to even keep the console in stock, so the majority of people who now own a PS5 haven't really had one for very long in the grand scheme of things. Then you have to remember that Sony increased the price of the PS5 in a lot of regions, and that price still remains high. The PS5 Pro will have an even higher price tag than that. So I'm throwing out numbers at this point, and there's no information to back this up, but going off of current pricing, I wouldn't put it past Jim Ryan to price the PS5 Pro at $799 or $899, considering he keeps banging the PlayStation as premium position in the market war drum. Not to mention, most people only just have 4K TVs, and the 8K capabilities of the PS5 Pro are pointless. You look at last generation refreshes, the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, they were starting to look at things like 4K and HDR technology, but right now there are very few people who even know or care about 8K. 8K TVs are also very expensive, and technology simply isn't there, and likely won't be until we're looking at a PlayStation 6 release date. So ultimately, who even is the PS5 Pro for? Hardcore enthusiasts and morons like me will snap it up, but with the state of the world's economies right now and the likely massive increase in price that will come with the PS5 Pro, I doubt Sony is going to see the huge surge in sales that they expect from this. Will you be picking up a PS5 Pro, and how much are you willing to pay for it? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm interested in finding out what the community thinks. Atlus's Persona 6 is going to be heading to Xbox at the same time as its PlayStation and Nintendo Switch counterparts if new leaks are correct. From information I've heard, it does seem that Persona 6 will be coming to the Xbox, so Persona fans have something to look forward to. Nate the Hate said in a talk with Spawnwave on his Spawncast show. The industry insider also says, I'm not 100% sure if it's like day and date with the PlayStation version, but considering the way the Persona games have been day and date with the multi-platform releases at this point, it may be a safe assumption to make that Persona 6 will be day and date Xbox and PlayStation. It'd be a really big deal if Microsoft was able to secure that on Game Pass. And since Atlus has a track record of releasing its recent Persona remasters and remakes on Game Pass, then it's also highly likely that we could see Persona 6 land on Microsoft's subscription service on day one. This information has been confirmed by Midori, another industry leaker, in a reply to the X thread where the video clip was first posted. Midori said, "It is correct information, and multiple platforms too." Meaning that, if true, Persona 6 is going to be coming to almost all platforms on day one. In the comments, one user asked Midori if that included the Nintendo Switch 2, to which the leaker replied, yes. If we see the Switch 2 release at the end of the year or the beginning of next year like the first Switch did, then it could mean that Persona 6 isn't too far away. This multi platform release is a first for a new entry in the Persona series. Persona 5 stayed on PlayStation for a long time when it was first released, and it didn't get released on the other platforms until Atlas released its royal version years after the initial game came out. But this information lines up with what we know about Atlas's relationship with Xbox. We know that Phil Spencer made a big deal about getting more JRPGs on the platform, and that he has worked closer with Japanese developers and publishers, so it makes sense that the next Persona game would bear the fruit of those talks. We still don't know exactly when Persona 6 will release, but we do know that it has been in development since 1, which was when Atlas started recruiting developers to work on the game. So, with that information, it's possible that we'll see Persona 6 revealed at Summer Game Fest later this year. Atlas is slated to release a new JRPG called Metaphor ReFantasio later this year too. So even if Atlas does reveal Persona 6 at Jeff Keighley Fest, it would make more sense to release the game in 2025. But hey, you can always hope they just mic drop the stage and say that it's available digitally at the end of the presentation. If you're a Persona fan, drop a comment below and let me know what kind of setting and theme you want from the next game. Do you want to see it be set in Tokyo like Persona 5, or a more rural area like Persona 4? Do you want distinct dungeons like Persona 5, or do you want a long tower like Persona 3? Personally, I'd like to see a rural setting again that has more character and you can explore locations. But let me know what you think in the comments because I'm really interested to find out what other Persona fans think.